everybody, how y'all doing? So I'm coming up here for the do an energy check-in for the upcoming week. Coming in, you know, just count 7 days. It's really timeless, but you know, I'm just posting it for my weekly update for real when it comes to it on the for energy update. This is my weekly report, astrology forecast, energy, see how everything is going out there. So I'm gonna start with some oracle cards. Okay, we're gonna see what type of energy can come from this oracle deck for my. We got Pisces. We got the moon. One other card flew out, but I'm not going to take that one. Okay. Wrong way. Need to get some more oracle cards before I get into the message. You know. But this seems so interesting energy because what would the 10th house actually be? Is it going to be Sagittarius or Capricorn or Scorpio? Which, you know, that's 3 different elements that's going on right there. And it's ironic. And I'm saying that because it just depends on the astrology side on it that represents that house. Okay. But it's interesting how the 10th house got the world on it, right? But then the Pisces part of it is interesting too. The Pisces. Let's see. Let me go. I'm hopping around because I'm into this energy. Pulling the cards out. You know, the Pisces of it, right, is all about... It's the adventure. It's almost like Pisces got another season in Taurus season for some reason. But Taurus wouldn't be something that'd be hurtful right now, you know. Neither. When it comes to working with Pisces, in my opinion, as far as the energy goes. It just really depends on the perspective. But, you know, Pisces is really coming off about the adventure. It's the spontaneousness. It's the experience. It's the results. The results is really impactful. And I think that's what the 10th house might be emphasizing it in. Or maybe it's the moon card. Depending on what is your perspective of the moon. Far as the meaning, symbolic, or whatever it is. You know, some people only look at the moon as a woman. It's all about the womb. You know what I'm saying? So if you are about that, it could mean the venture of maybe pregnancy, fertility, or maybe denial, adoption. Maybe you need to work with kids. Maybe you need to check your attitude towards kids. If you're looking at it as family with all this energy that's here, what is it about toxic family members that you don't care, that you don't have to do anything? What is it about the toxicity that is a double-edged sword? Like you got all this point of view about toxicity, but you can't even maintain a relationship because you don't realize that family is not a language that the universe is using the same way that you're using. But you want to be in this relationship and your relationship horrible. But yet you're talking about your family member here and your family member there and all this toxicity. But yet you're in a relationship full of toxicity. So could Pisces be coming around and opening your eyes up to understand that part? Understand that this is your law of attraction. This is your rule about toxicity. You say you gotta go, but you breaking your own rule, and you're not willing to go. So, what is it? What about the illusionary part of it? What magical things that might be going on? Could it be the weather, the way that it's coming around? Could it, what could it be out in your social environment, your career environment? And social goes all the way from what you look at on TV, you hear about politics, the pandemic, all of that stuff is classified in your social environment. What is it about it? What is the magic that's in the air of it? Meaning, like, could the stimulus checks be relating to the fact of Bill Clinton's decision on the Welfare Reform Act? And this is part of the judgment season. Are you even looking at it that way while people is complaining about everything? Some people calling it reparations. So why is those people calling it reparations? It's a lot of different reasons. It does stem from Black Lives Matter. But can Black Lives Matter just be representing when everybody was talking about the rise of the divine feminine? The darkness in it. And the closest word to darkness is black. So, with the masculinity, with the patriarchy and the matriarchy challenges that's going on, could that really be the real true language, universal language that's going on, but we participate in some kind of way? So the illusionary effect of it could all link together, like one person, like I was talking about, the person that's toxic, you checking your rules. Well, you in the time zone of matriarchy and patriarchy issues. How much are you creating that toxicity because you is entangled with those patriarchy and matriarchy things, red pill man, blue pill man, all of those type of things like that? How much are you really contributing to it? How stuck are you? And is there a way to come out of it? Do you really want to come out of it? Is it your way of life? That could be the illusionary part of it. Is the deviance that's there to keep you on your path that you want, or to shift you when the time is needed. So basically, in a nutshell, what I'm feeling about this energy is, I can't say it's going to necessarily make anybody question their self. What I can say is, right now, the program is still being downloaded. The anticipation of what the new current era is going to be presenting itself to be is still being downloaded. And as it's being downloaded, how is it downloaded? Is it downloaded in pockets? Meaning that it's in waves of frequencies as it continue to shift. So is it another wave of this added on, another download that came through, and now, or maybe the download is beginning to come through? Any of those possibilities right there. When it comes to this program, right? What is the generation time lapse? Which we might not never know the answer, but I'm saying people are so intrigued and like finding out information about that. So yeah, I'm getting distracted because I pulled out two other cards, to try to tell me the manipulation that's in the energy. And the last one that came out made me laugh, and it caught my attention because it was tarot. And of course, what am I doing? Oh my God, tarot. You know what I'm saying? So the next part of it is Black Cat. Now, the card says good luck, but a lot of people say if a black cat cross your path, you're going to have bad luck. That goes with Pisces. Right there. That's how the Pisces energy is. What is your theology? What is your thesis? What is your morals? What is, if you can't understand, what is your vices? How's your vices attached to your virtues, which make up the characteristic of the person that you are. Is these stigmatas. It seems like it's going to be a stigmata energy, or what do they call those other things? They made a whole movie about those oxymorons. If you drive with your head, your headlights off, and if the person flash you, you run them off the road and all those crazy things. So you got to be careful who you blink your lights to that don't have their lights on. It kind of cause a road rage type of situation that happen, which one period of time, blinking lights, whether you had them on or not, used to be a warning to tell people to slow down for as traffic. And then they started getting tickets in real life over it, right? For if somebody drove past a state trooper and blinked their license, it was seen that person would get a ticket. They invented laws like so it seemed like, what is the growth behind the history? What is the difference of it being produced? Can you figure it out? Do you care about it? How deep do you care about it? It's like finding that position, and maybe you're going to be selected, maybe you're not going to be selected. But I think these type of situations is going to be some energetic frequencies and vibrations that is going to be fluctuating around in our atmosphere. And anybody could get to it, even kids, It's like that TV show right now, kids say the darndest thing. If Bill Cosby was still out, you know what I'm saying? Steve Harvey did try to pick up one with kids. I forgot what his was called. Extraordinary Kids or something like that. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Right now, those kind of shows will probably be interesting far as the Q&A that goes on inside of there. And that's like this type of energy. It's easy to see that we multiply as humans, you know what I'm saying? And we grow up and we changing, and different generations could adjust to the change of generations, and some generations can't adjust to other generations' change. And they begin to what? They call them old school, new school, all these vocabularies. I think it's not, the vocabulary will be more important to your position that you play in it. Meaning, is the position of Pisces actually in the 10th house? I don't know. Is Pisces going to be with the moon? Eventually, every zodiac sign gets 2 days with the moon. So eventually it's going to be with the moon, so we know that, right? So on the position part of it, you don't know about the 10th house. Maybe it's in your natal chart. Hey, you got a heads up. Maybe that's a clue for you when it comes to it. And if you like reading it, you know what I'm saying, or, talking to other people other than me, so be it. You get your information. Is your moon sign Pisces? Can that be a clue? Any and everything is sequential to help any and everybody out as they progress forward through this energy. I'm just reading the energy and describing the multitude of different type of situations that could happen within inside of this energy. So now I'm going to take the advice of the card. The card said tarot guidance, right? So I'm about to take that advice of the card, and I'm going to get us some tarot cards, okay? So this time around, I want to shuffle the cards up, and I'm going to do it as a storyline, okay? And we're going to start on the top side of it, and then we're going to go to the bottom side, and we're going to do the story read, all right? So let me get them all nice and shuffled for you to begin. All right, I feel good right here to stop. So the first card that's on the top of the pile, we got the Ace of Swords. So right there, when I was just explaining to the energy what I feel the Ace of Swords is talking about, is like, you know, the irony and everything, the oxy and everything, the ability to even come out and say, oh, this is so irony, and live it yourself without even realizing you lived it. Or somebody else could see you living the oxymoron that you have going on, and you get defensive because they decided to pull your card. They decided to say something about it. You know, the next card that is coming up, what I just say, the defensiveness. We got the Three of Swords. You know, is what is it when it comes to, what is it going to be when it comes to this energy that make a difference to whoever? You know, what is the fascination of being prepared about the energy? And really, how prepared are you? Can you say you only consciously prepared? Or do you want to say that you prepared all the way? You know, to bring in that confidence level. Which bring me to the third card, which is this the Swords or the Wands? We have the Seven of Wands. You know what I'm saying? What I was talking about, you know, that confidence and everything. You know, that passion that's in it, right? What is it? You know, what is those results? You know, what is those options? You know, what is it? You know, how long does it take? You know, you might do something at the age of 7 and turn around at 7 years old. No, I don't never want to experience it. You get around 22 and you meet somebody and you're ready to experience it again. I give it a try. Because I don't want to be looked at like this. So I'm going to give it a try. What's wrong with it? Is it bad? Or are you going to make it bad because it was the same experience? So you like, I knew I shouldn't, I knew I shouldn't. Going back to the Three of Swords. You know, what choice? Or you could stay in the Ace of Swords. Find out the experience that's in it. Maybe it's all, maybe what you did in making that one sacrifice might have just helped you dodge a situation that might have would have impacted you even worse. Even though you can't see it. Because it's in the 10th house. Or maybe it's the moon. Because it's just saying moon, and yeah, it's a card that come up in here that talk about the eclipses. But maybe the moon didn't want to talk about the eclipse. Maybe it's just about the illusion that's in the situation, the magic that's there. So that one situation you carrying on, and then you're attracting the energy back to you, all because of what? Because the unknown. Or maybe it's just your destiny to go through that situation, even if you want to try to change that destiny. Okay, so I'm back. So, you know, like I was talking about the passion, but I'm about to go ahead and get the next card. The next card is the Eight of Swords. The entanglement, you know. That's that old school energy and new school energy, really. It's like, it's not a winning battle, but it's going to be, but right now, at this point in time, it has turned to a war. It turned, it turned to the playing field. You're not going to be able to have one without the other. But the thing is, the language plays a role in an interaction. It plays a role. It's more in depth than it has ever been right now in a long time. It used to be more in depth during the time when the economy was getting built and trying to figure out who can be running it, who can have a business, property taxes, all that developmental part of it played a role in benefits and entitlements, that type of conversation. And now that same energy is in that old school, new school. Old age, new age. And the next card is the Three of Wands. You know, that Three of Wands is once again like, what is the results? What is a result, rather? What is a result? What is a conclusion? What is an ending? What is a beginning? It's like the fact of celebrating life and celebrating death. Giving good, you give. I mean, both of them do the same thing, whether you're exiting or leaving. You're giving advice. You're talking about in preparation to have a child, regardless of whether it's a single parent or not. Somebody got something to say. Whether it's going to be difficult, whether that child going to bring change, whether you don't believe in this point of view. And the same thing happens when it comes to death. Where they going to, I hope they got rest. I hope they got peace. They're in a better place. But yet, it's always like being here for the first time. Old school, new school. What are you waiting for? What is that result? Now let me go ahead and flip it over to the bottom of the deck. And we begin with the Empress. And that was, you know, I kind of like that Empress part of it right there. Because that's like for me, that confirmation on what I just said about the beginning of life, birth, and death. Feeling like it's the first time. It's the first time that you left. It's the first time you arrived. But yet, within the old age and the new age, everybody had historical intuition. They had an idea that impact the world, whether it was small to big. Everybody most definitely had a belief. Yeah, everybody most definitely learned right and wrong with the black cat. It's always a lesson. The next card, the Two of Pentacles. How do those things actually come together? How do the things actually really come together? How does a soulmate how do soulmates find each other? How do twins find each other? How do they actually come together? Is it better to say that they come together because you knew it, you believed it, it was already foretold? I went and got some help. This tarot reader told me. I had dreams. I just knew when I just met this person, it just felt right. Those are all the results to those Q&As. that brings us to the next point. The Chariot on top of the Seven of Wands, right? At the end of the day, it really don't matter, even though it matters. It matters for the entertainment. It matters for the interaction. It matters because the energy is what you thrive off of. It's that power that you consume in order to manifest your day. It's that flow. No matter how the opposition of it might feel, no matter how the conjunction of it might feel, no matter how it's sextiling, no matter if it's in your north node or south node, you never old school people, they stop. But the real old school people are the ones that invented it, and then they had a new age who left it alone, and then they old school, because then the new age is bringing it back up. So just keep carrying on in some kind of way. Bring us to the next card. The Ten of Wands. Reuse it. Everything is manipulated. How you not getting treated the way you want to be treated when you're doing the same as the gods and goddesses is doing? Whether you know or not know. You speak it, but you might not consciously comprehend what we speak. I mean, I know I fall short of it all the time. I can speak it and not really be conscious. But usually we don't say the word conscious, because the old school way is, did you think about it? Did you sit back and really think about what you just said out your mouth? I mean, that's still lingering around now. But not so much as it's all about awakening. Is the new age for it. You need to wake up. It's all about that awakening. Which brings us to the Seven of Pentacles. The awakening. And at the bottom of the deck now, it finished off with the Magician. At the top of the deck, it finished off with the Six of Cups. Two beautiful cards. When it's talking about this energy. It's still all developing. Like I said, the download is present. With this Three of Wands and this Seven of Pentacles, the download is present. It's just a cycle. It's a cycle that we learn about, we hear about, we come about. It's a cycle that's going to put things to an end, just like I said when it came to the old school. They built a whole philosophy, a whole curriculum off of it. Astrology is another one in the field of science. You know, even in the curriculums of trying to understand. We don't have NASA around for no reason, right? So all of us here are all for reasons. To keep everything balanced. Keep everything going. I'm going to say for this energy that I'm reading about, don't know how long it's going to last. It's timeless. It is what it is. But I'm going to say right now, leaving out, I'm going to close it all down is, you know, except, how do I say it? It's like The energy itself is not a representation of good and bad. The situations within inside the energy contain the theories of it. Because we're going to communicate. You need to communicate, to post the video, to be on social media. Regardless in some shape or form, there's going to be some type of communication style which is imperative. But within this energy, there's going to be moments of imperativeness. There's going to be moments of curiosity. But it's definitely change. And the change is nothing fast. It's something that's very progressive and stagnant. And I kind of like the stagnation. Because if it weren't for the stagnation and the knowledge that I have accumulated and the experience that I have gone through, I might not be able to translate and be able to let people know it's stagnation. Don't try to rush. Try to understand the best way you can. I gave so many different situations. And there's still many more to be talked about. That's the reason why it's not one psychic, not one teacher, not one God, and not one goddess. It's not one planet. It's not even one star. But we all love to feel like we number one. Is it because we share so much without realizing we sharing so much that we need to have that I or that one? That irony in it. That irony, the irony, the irony. Good luck. Talk to y'all later.